tree giveaway. I think the tree board did phenomenal things with trying to build a canopy in the city, and part of building canopy in the city was giving away trees. So my main concern is, where are we and what are we doing to build the canopy that the tree board set in place if we're not giving away trees? And how can we get to that point where we actually bring back the tree giveaway or continue to build tree canopies? So that was my biggest concern on that. As far as meetings with different departments, I can tell you I did meet with Public Works and the city manager, and we walked from City Hall down to the plaza. In that walk, we addressed maintenance in the streets, things that have been going on for 2 years. If you remember, the CRA paid for the maintenance that wasn't being done. So I was mainly addressing with the city manager and those departments what exactly is being done, how are we going to do it as far as getting mulch on 6th Avenue and 10th Avenue, cutting the trees on 6th Avenue and 10th Avenue. A lot of people were complaining they couldn't get around. Driving was a problem. You've noticed we've done that. Walking through the city, you notice there's new plants in the planters. That's done by the Merchants Association, the DCA, in a combination with the city. When we got to the big tree, both myself and the city manager said, absolutely do not touch this tree. And unfortunately, something else was done. So the city manager is working on that, and he'll have an update for that. I think that's it. Thank you.
Commissioner Zerdy?
I wanted to chime in a little bit on the citizen board adjustments we're looking at as far as selection policy coming up. I didn't hear that either, that we're eliminating the tree board as well. So I don't know where that's coming from, Commissioner Boy. I think we need to really listen harder to what people are saying, put words in our mouths.
I would just
The landscaping, this landscaping issue as well is of concern, but I know that the attempt has been, maybe on our part, to try to be more efficient with trimming things down and having things more apparent. It certainly helps with us seeing things that may not be appropriate to be occurring, helps the sheriff's department in a lot of different ways. With SEPTED, the ability to be able to get a better, clear view for things. So there's no excuse for what happened. And again, I feel the same way you all do about that. I wasn't around there at that time, but unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with where to go from there. I feel bad about what will happen to, there's a 3-year-old, I guess, involved in the shooting last night too. So I'd like to not only express my condolences for what happened, but also, let's look at what happened with the children involved in that as well. I think when we make correlations and we look at what helps our city in terms of tree canopies or any of these different ways that might be positive dealing with the scale of our city, we do have some good professionals on board at our city now. And I think that Mr. Waters and the whole group is doing a good job trying to get control over all of the components that have to be synchronized, being with our charter and our comp plan and our LDRs that are going to come up. And so we really have to look at that as a package. And so where I think we can go with tree canopies is when we're talking about community benefits or some of these other issues that are coming up, you can look at a benefit that will increase the tree canopy there. That's definitely a positive way to bring that about. And if it doesn't occur on that site, we can look at a way to add trees throughout as a condition of approval for some increases in things in heights that's in the works in the draft at this moment. So I think associating crime with low rise, I don't know why we'd even be bringing that up at the moment. And I appreciate also all of the good work the city staff did over the holidays. I know it was really a great time for a lot of people, and a lot of folks worked extra hours and all to make that happen. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner McBoyd, quick about it.
Yeah, regarding the tree board, that was just not my putting words anywhere particularly. I received comments from a number of people who either attended the meeting or listened to it online and shared a concern that there seemed to be a leaning in that direction. am very pleased to hear that everybody's in favor of keeping and strengthening the tree board. I'm hearing that there's a lot of support for the tree giveaway. It might be relevant to be aware that the tree board has always, with I think 1 year exception, funded that themselves, but they've also repeatedly asked for funding from the city and have received it once, I believe. So if we're really serious about that we want the tree giveaway, let's put some money behind it when it's budget time.
I think we should talk about those items when they come up, and I just want to give you a chance to respond back to it, okay? Also too, just to let you know for the record, I've never spoke to anybody about any trees in regards to the city until this incident happened, just for the record. Commissioner Zerti, did you, since Commissioner McBoy asked, have any conversations about trees?
No.
Thank you. Okay. Public participation of non-agenda items. Florence McNamara, 422 North Lakeside Drive.